Desire pointed the way, faith moved first. Your mind was planted and fed what it needed to grow. That part is finished. Now comes the part most people never reach, the building. It starts in the imagination. It starts now. Everything that exists was imagined before it existed, not found, not discovered, imagined. The chair, the city, the company with 1,000 names on its payroll, none of it was in the world first. It was in a mind first, held there, sharpened there, until it was ready to leave. Imagination is not decoration. It is the only place anything gets made before it gets built, and most people let it sit empty. Imagination works two ways. The first rearranges what's already there. Old pieces, new order, a better method, a sharper design, fine, useful. Most progress is made this way. The second does not rearrange. It receives. Something with no precedent, no blueprint to copy. It arrives whole from somewhere past reasoning. Both are available to you. Both can be trained. The second demands one thing before it will move, a desire strong enough to force it open. An old doctor owned a kettle, a wooden paddle, and a formula on a slip of paper. He sold it to a young clerk, $500, everything the clerk had. The doctor thought he'd sold a kettle. He hadn't. He'd sold an idea and didn't know it. The clerk knew it. He took the formula and added the one thing the doctor never thought to charge for, imagination. What grew out of that kettle became one of the largest enterprises on earth. Hundreds of thousands employed, consumed in every country on the map, built from a formula, a kettle, and a man who understood the idea was the asset, not the object. The doctor kept the same formula his whole life. He never saw what it could become. Ideas become wealth through definite purpose and definite plans. The idea is the beginning. Everything else follows, or nothing does. A young preacher wanted to build a school, not an ordinary one where hands and minds trained together. He needed $1 million. He had none. For 2 years he thought about it and did nothing. He had the desire. He had not made the decision. Then one Saturday, something in him moved. He stopped asking if it was possible. He decided it would happen within the week. He announced a sermon, what I would do if I had $1 million. He wrote through the night. He slept certain. The next morning he preached it. Not what he hoped for, what he would build, in detail, made visible. Before he finished, a man in the audience had already decided. He stood, he said, come to my office tomorrow. The $1 million is yours. It was given, the school was built. The money hadn't come from nowhere. It had been sitting in that room the whole time, waiting for someone willing to stand up and demand it be seen. Imagination is a faculty, not a gift. Starve it and it goes weak. Use it and it gets sharp. If you think you're not imaginative, you haven't exercised it in a long time. The second kind wakes up in proportion to desire. A man with a burning want starts seeing what he could not see a week ago. Ideas arrive he could not have assembled himself. This is imagination at full power. It's available right now. It only asks one price, a desire strong enough to summon it. The future is not discovered. It is imagined and then built, first in the mind, then in the world. A desire without a plan is a dream. Vivid, real to you, worth nothing to the world. Without a plan, it has no legs. It goes nowhere. The plan is the only bridge between the picture in your head and the object in the world. A plan is not a wish with a due date. It is not what happens if nothing goes wrong. A plan is a structure built to survive contact with a world that does not care what you hoped for. The world will push back. Plans will fail. This isn't a risk to prepare for. It's the default setting. Expect it. Build your plan already expecting the method to fail, not the goal. Build in, from day one, the willingness to throw the method out and build another, as many as it takes. The goal does not move. If you drop the goal the moment plan one fails, you've confused two things you cannot afford to confuse. The destination, the route. The destination doesn't move. The route changes as many times as it has to until you arrive. Most people, the second a plan fails, decide the goal was wrong. It wasn't. The route was wrong. Build plan 2, then 3. A plan failing is not a purpose failing. The method bends. The destination does not. No serious goal gets built by one person. Not because one person isn't capable, because one person doesn't have the time. Every real goal needs knowledge you don't have, skills you don't have, angles you cannot see from where you're standing. Insist on going it alone, and your plan is capped at exactly what you personally can do. That ceiling is real. Build the plan around what the goal actually needs. Then go get the people who have what you're missing. Now the only ceiling is the goal itself. Start with the destination, state it precisely, then ask, what does this require? Who already has what I don't? What breaks first? What's the next move? You come back to them every time the plan hits the world and the world says no. A dream with no plan stays a dream. A plan revised without shame, pushed without surrender, that becomes a result. There is a point in everything you will ever build where thinking has to stop and action has to start. That point is the decision. The decision is the moment you stop organizing your intention and start executing it. It's the line. On one side, people who talk about what they'll do. On the other, people who did it. There are two kinds of people when it's time to decide. One decides fast and changes his mind slowly. He reads the situation, acts, and only revises when the evidence actually demands it. He's not stubborn. He updates when it's warranted, but he does not confuse someone disagreeing with him for someone proving him wrong. The other decides slowly and changes his mind constantly. He waits for a certainty that is never coming. He asks everyone. The noise drowns the signal, and when he finally commits, he uncommits so often, nobody trusts his word enough to build on it. Almost every person who built something real was the first kind. Not reckless, decisive. There's a difference, and it's the whole game. A man saw an opportunity. He could act on it, but he wanted to be sure first. More information, more opinions. While he waited to feel certain, someone else, less informed, less ready, moved. The opportunity was gone. The moment doesn't wait for you to feel comfortable. The first man kept his understanding. The second man kept the result. Understanding without action gets you nothing. Action without full understanding gets you a result, and results can be fixed. Understanding just sits there. Certainty is not given before you act. It's built by acting. Wait for it, and you move last. Or never. Most people don't fail to decide because they're scared. They fail because they're listening to too many people who have nothing at stake. They chase approval. They take advice from people with no skin in the outcome. There's a place for counsel. Get it from people who've earned the right to speak on it. Hear them out, then decide. From your own judgment, informed by them, not handed to them. Decide by committee, and you've decided nothing. Once you decide, you have to guard it. Not from revision. Revise when revision earns its place. Guard it from the constant pressure of people who didn't make the call and won't live with what it costs. From the doubt that shows up because decisions feel shaky in the gap. The decision is the start of movement. Movement is what produces the result. Reopen it before the movement has had a chance to prove anything, and you've killed it for nothing. Success belongs to the ones who decide and refuse to turn back. The road from decision to result is never straight. Obstacles, reversals, long stretches where nothing moves, and every reason to quit stacks up like weight on a beam. Most people don't quit at the first obstacle. They quit at the pileup. Every setback adds a doubt. That doubt stacks on the last one. At some point, the pile is heavier than the certainty that started it, and he stops. Not because the goal became impossible, but because carrying it started to feel like too much. He'll call it wisdom. It isn't. It's discouragement, finally winning. A man went looking for gold. He put in everything. Savings, time, months of hard labor. For a while it paid off. Then the vein disappeared. He kept going. Weeks became a season. Nothing. The cost kept climbing. The proof kept shrinking. Everyone he asked gave him a different answer. He changed his method. Nothing improved. So he stopped, sold the equipment, walked away. Someone else, more patient, picked up where he left off. 3 feet later, the earth opened, one of the richest deposits in the region. 3 feet from where the first man decided he was done. He wasn't a fool. He'd held on longer than most. He just stopped 3 feet before the finish. Success comes one step past the point where defeat looks final. Failure lies hardest exactly when it's about to become false. Persistence is not stubbornness. Stubbornness ignores evidence. Persistence reads it correctly. It's proof you're close. Resistance grows as you get near. That's not the exception. That's how it always works. The harder the last stretch feels, the nearer you probably are. Most people read rising resistance as a wrong turn. Read it again. It's usually the opposite signal. Persistence isn't one heroic decision. It's a choice you make again tomorrow morning. Certain yesterday, less certain today, you keep going anyway. Not because certainty came back, but because the destination is still there and still worth it. Every day you keep going, you build something more valuable. Proof that you are someone who does not stop. And a person who has that proof moves differently. He operates from different ground. He's much harder to stop. Persistence, like faith, cannot run on willpower alone. It runs on desire, the burning kind. It runs on the strength of the original decision. This is why the steps before this one were never just set up. They're load-bearing. They are the material persistence is made of. Keep feeding them, or persistence runs out. Persistence is to character what carbon is to steel, not the most visible ingredient, the one that decides whether anything else holds. The gold was 3 feet further. It always is. 4 steps. Imagination builds. Planning gives a road. Decision starts moving. Persistence carries it past the point where everyone quits. This is the work of Nori Media Group. Put these ideas in front of you, plainly, and let you decide. Nobody else can decide that part for you. The building stands. Part 3 goes back inward. The alliance of minds, the energy that drives a life, the subconscious working while you sleep. Subscribe now, or the next step won't find you when it drops. Everything else is at faithandflame.com.